GM. Just a second. What's up, guys? Once again, I encourage everybody that is in the audience, hit that request button, come up here on stage and speak. It is not as difficult as it seems, I promise you. How's it going today?
GM, just making my coffee. I'm not sure if you're regging a little bit or if I am, but I'm getting a little disconnect, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit of rug going on. Just wanted to say thanks for the shout out yesterday, Calio. Definitely appreciate it.
Hey, you hit right past that 400 straight to the 500 marker.
Yeah, I was pretty happy about that. 2 milestones in 2 days.
That's not bad, man. That's not bad. That was the goal. But dude, I'm telling you, back like those stages are when it's the most difficult to grow an account. I think I don't know. I guess my first experience was a bull market, but the whole crypto space was way smaller. It took me from I think September until January to get up to 1,000 followers for when I first started my account back in the day. And that was probably honestly the fastest period of growth that I had for the next couple of years. So it's not easy. It takes time, man. Appreciate the hustle. Appreciate what you do. You deserve the shout out.
So you've been growing your account for how many years?
I guess it's been like over 6 years now. Or not quite. Actually, I take that back. Not quite 6 years. It's been 5.5 years that I've been on this account because I started it in fall of 2017. But I've been on crypto Twitter for a full 6 years.
Approaching a decade pretty fast. You'll be there before you know it.
Dude, that's crazy to even say. It kind of is. Man. Oh. Lander, wait, when did you first actually start working on this? Because you said that you just started working on your, building your account, all that stuff recently.
So originally the account was kind of to learn Amazon FBA, fulfillment by Amazon. So that was the intention. But I bought like $2,000 worth of fanny packs like 2 years ago. They're all still sitting in my basement. So I gave up on the Amazon thing. But potatoes are cooking. But now it's an NFT account, going a lot better than the fanny packs did. So only up from here.
Hey, bro, you got to give us the story of the fanny packs now.
So it seems like there's a lot of scammers in like the FBA world. They'll try to sell you courses and stuff, just like trading. So I bought this program called Helium 10. It gives you like analytics of searches on Amazon, like stuff you don't see normally. So we figured out that clear fanny packs were a nice little niche, but we actually weren't able to get them even listed on Amazon. So we just kind of gave up. So it did not go too well.
Wait, how could you not get them listed?
So you need to like buy barcodes and ISINs and all this crap. We just couldn't figure it out. Yeah, just gave up. But, so we'll see. If anyone ever needs a fanny pack, hit me up on the low.
Good to know, man. Dude, that's hilarious. I've never heard anybody come in here with a fanny pack pivot.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of all the boxes and post.
I have seen people pivot to the Amazon Marketplace though from crypto.
Moonturds pivoted to.
So I've seen that pivot before. Cube, welcome up to the stage, man. It has been too long. I've missed your voice up here. What's going on? Well, in typical Cube fashion, he's going to get to us a little bit later. Until then, let's go over to Pixel Rich. Pixel Rich, what's going on? I swear, man. I don't know if I'm rugging or if everybody is just coming up on stage to intentionally rug me.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
But I have a feeling it's more of the second than the first.
Can you? Are you? I think you maybe rug maybe. Hello.
Well, I've got Trusty Lander up here at least. I've got Crow coming up, and Crow, if you don't come up here and give everybody a posture check first thing, I'm disappointed.
Callie, can you hear Rooster?
No, I can't hear Rooster. Is he talking?
He is trying to talk.
Okay, no, I haven't been able to hear him this whole time. Maybe that's why I've been rugged. Here, I'm going to remove myself, and I'm going to come back in because it sounds like I'm the only one that has an issue.
Good plan.
All right, I'll be right back.
So what's going on, Rooster?
What up, man? How you doing?
About to make some lunch. I just got done a work call at 12 o'clock, so it ended perfectly in time for the wonky space. My manager knew what was going on.
Nice. Got girlfriend's making blueberry muffins right now, so those are gonna be sick in about 20 minutes.
There you go. Put some butter on them.
Whoa, butter on blueberry muffins? Relax, man.
Do it.
Relax.
All right, I'm back, Rooster. Let's see if I can still hear you.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes. All right, we are back in business.
Yeah, you didn't hear me earlier. I said moon turds pivoted to fanny packs. So they got one of them, and doodles, I think a little bit as well. Maybe just the socks.
Did anybody try the Cool Cats mint this week? The Shadow Wolves.
No, I saw you and Bags tweeting about it though. That was funny.
Just replied back to it. I didn't see anything else other than what Bags had tweeted out. And the one thing I'll say, I don't want to shit on him too much. It just seemed like an awkward timing for a release of a project. I did agree with that.
Yeah. Also, like, Cool Cats are like 0.7 something right now. So
27 something. What do you mean?
no, 0.7 ETH.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. It just seemed like a very awkward timing for a release, considering both the state of the market and the state of the project comparatively to where they were.
Plus, they're overshadowed by Killer Bears. So they had like another mint yesterday as well. Which typically their mints always kind of hold up pretty well. Surprisingly, they have like 8 pieces in their collection now or something, and they all like hold up pretty well.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's because of the mechanics of their supply, how they started so low and worked their way up. But one way or the other, Killer Bears was one of those projects that wasn't on my radar at all until Room 110, until you guys brought them on, actually. So shout out to Room 110, always alpha hiding in the mix there. Oh, we got Johnny Solana actually coming up here early this time. Typically, by the time Johnny comes up here and requests to speak is about the time that we're wrapping up the space.
Hey.
Johnny, what's going on, man?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Not too bad, man. Just another Friday. More good vibes going around. I'm actually working on some packing right now. So yeah, man.
Are you doing some traveling?
Not anything too crazy. Got my church's men's retreat this weekend, which, like, as funny as this sounds, it is one of my favorite weekends of the entire year. So here's why. It's basically like a little mini camp for grown men where all you do is go out and play sports for the entire weekend. So you have like a couple hundred dudes for the church that go out there, and just like the entire weekend is just sports plus, like a little bit of Jesus mixed in. So it's a good time, man. Like, get to know other people in the church, but also you just like get to go out and kind of like back in the day. If you think back to the old summer camps, if you ever went to one, the entire day is just, you're playing basketball. You are, out there shooting guns. You're,
So
fishing.
you're crossing them up in the name of Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. So playing spike ball, playing whatever. I mean, like, dude, literally, you name something out there. Playing pickleball, like you're doing it. So that's the other thing too. I've kind of been carb loading leading up to this off my diet a little bit because every time this weekend, without fail, I lose like 5 pounds throughout the course of the weekend. So I don't know. I'm hyped about it. Leaving here, hitting the road here in the next couple of hours. So yeah, it's a game plan right after this.
How long are you going to be driving for? About?
Dude, it's not a far drive, just a ranch somewhere nearby. So
are you gonna have your ledger with you?
Nah, man, everything. Hey, dude, that's
the biggest mint of the year is happening in 7 hours.
Well, R.I.P. to me. R.I.P. to me.
That's
bro.
okay. I guess you always got the secondary, but
It must be on
a
Solana
project
because,
called Mad Lads. Yeah,
because I ain't heard of it. I know any biggest mint of the year on Solana is gonna fly under my radar.
I think a lot of Ethereum players are looking into it as well because the guys are pretty well connected in the crypto Twitter space.
Well,
It's by this guy named Tristan and Armani, and this
yeah,
Armani
bro.
guy.
It is. You're right. It is actually. Like, that's huge.
Yeah, it was supposed to happen yesterday on 420, but like they got DDoSed and attacked pretty badly, so they delayed it until today. And I mean, they had this guy named Solana Legend was hosting a Twitter space for them. They had about 5,000-6,000 people in the Twitter space all ready to mint. I don't even think they had enough of the supply for every listener to mint one NFT.
Dude, I will actually back Johnny on this. Like, that is a huge mint. And I mean, I should know about it and I should be mint. Like, they gave me dude, I mean, I started talking to them and like I talked to Tristan probably 2 or 3 times on the project starting September of last year. So they've been working on this for a long time. I think they kicked off actual development of the project back in June of last year. So they've been working on it for a really long time. And dude, these are like, if you're not familiar with who like Armani is, for instance, that dude is the brains behind half the stuff on Solana. He is just like one of the smartest developers that is out there, absolutely on top of his shit, super well connected. And Tristan, Tristan's super well connected too. He was in on the FTX side of things, right? Like, but he was at that level where he was a high level and he had a lot of connections, made stuff done, but he wasn't a high enough level to be involved in any of the, the bad shady shit at FTX. So, like I really respected Tristan, good dude. He used to host the FTX podcast also. So yeah, no, like their project that they're releasing, actually, like I will hype up what Johnny's saying here. I wish.
Is it whitelist
Now that
only
I'm looking at
pricing,
it,
or you said there's
No,
5?
it's a public mint.
So
It's a
100% public.
No, the whitelist phase is already minted out.
What's left for public? Do you know?
Like 4,500 about ish.
and Johnny, this is where I'm pissed at myself. I know I had a whitelist spot easily if I wanted it, and I think I've ignored their DMs on accident the past few months.
See, yeah, man, it happens. I try to DM and tell you too, but you know how it goes.
Dude, I'm just so bad at DMs. It's bad. So free money that I passed up on, apparently. That sucks.
That's okay though. Bitcoin's gonna moon soon. We got the magnet going, don't we?
That's it, man. That's it, dude. But hey, so if y'all are aware, when I know there is a good project, regardless of whether it is something that I'm going to profit or not, like, that's something where, hey, good people that I know that are working on it. I'm glad Johnny came up here. That is actually huge. So pay attention to it. Yeah.
How much is mint?
Um,
6.9 Sol, mint date 420.
So like $5.
In it for the culture. No, it's I think it's about 100 or 150 ish.
but dude, that's not even too egregious. I know you're seeing the thumbs down, but for those type of names that are working on this and the type of work they put into it, I get it on the bear market where we are right now, where people could say, "Oh, that's an expensive mint," but dude, if you really put it in context of what some mint prices have been over the course of the past couple of years with some teams that are way less qualified than they are to release a product that they're putting out there like this, $150 is nothing. So I don't think that it's too crazy. It'd be something if some other no name whatever that out of the blue, brought some Fiverr artist and used a Chat GPT roadmap, came and charged $150 mint. That would be different. But this, dude, I still think that they could triple the price of the mint and they would still probably mint out.
It's basically a free mint on Ethereum if you almost think about it. But and they also promise like no utility whatsoever for this project that they're releasing. The main product that they do have going on is the backpack, and it's the wallet that's they're ultimately making executable NFTs with it. So an integration of the NFT within the wallet. So everything's all within the wallet, all the mints. And that's the main product, and the driver I think is their wallet that they made, Armani made. And I mean, you can hold Ethereum on it and Solana, and the main thing is the XNFTs, the executables. So I'm really excited and looking forward to that, and trying to still wrap my mind around what that really all means and what that could lead to in the future.
Yeah, I mean, like for if you're unfamiliar with XNFTs, here's one way of thinking about some of the possibilities that they open up. And B-Wise brought this up the other day, slightly or lightly on the Room 110 space. But for instance, like a program as an NFT, right, where you can sit there and you have an executable program that you can. So imagine like a service to an app that you can only access if you have this NFT in your wallet, and like not just the token for it, but the actual code behind it itself. So say the Angry Birds app, right? Like, and it charges people X amount, it brings in X amount of revenue. You can sell the rights to the code for the entire app, you know, through the XNFT, and like the entire code base for that app can be sold as an NFT, right? So like the rights to it, the execution, everything else behind it is an NFT in this case, which I think is really, really cool concept. Um, that we really haven't seen that depth. Right? Like we haven't seen this type of tech before, really, in the NFT space, and I really do think that it's part of the future of NFTs. So I'm really curious to see how it actually plays out, what type of ideas people integrate with this type of stuff, and where it leads to. So, yeah, like definitely exciting stuff there happening on the Solana side of things.
Dude, Clay, how's it going?
It's going well, man. How about yourself?
And everyone else? Good. Late wake up today, so took me some time to get on here. Now I'm also super pumped for this. Thanks, Johnny, for bringing it up for the Mad Lads mint. I kind of postponed like a dinner yesterday to try to make the mint, and then the mint got postponed for 24 hours. So that was kind of the worst of both worlds. But it's actually really fun. Everyone should try to at least download the wallet extension, Backpack. You can just go to their Twitter account and download it. It's just incredible how smooth it is. You kind of immediately intuitively understand like how it's different. Like you can just click on your NFT once you have one, and then through that, just through your wallet in that NFT, you kind of open chats, for example. Like you don't have to Collab Land or Matrica anything anymore, right? It's just all automatic. You will never have to kind of connect to websites anymore with your NFTs. Like it's just all built into the NFT itself. So it's just extremely smooth, and I'm personally extremely excited about where this goes, and the fact that they're using their own NFT collection as kind of the showcase of their technology is also pretty cool. So just wanted to maybe reinforce a lot of what was being said here. I think it is actually cross chain, probably one of the biggest mints of the year, and they're also planning to do it not just for Solana, right? They're starting with Solana, but they are going to develop this cross chain. So it's going to be cross chain wallet. You can do any type of NFT. So I think it's worth considering, even if you're not at all into Solana. I would check it out already, because it's going to be, I think, a big part of the future of NFTs.
Would you mind posting some of that to the top?
Oh yeah, I can get on it.
Thank you.
Now, so there's exciting stuff one way or the other. So yeah, like, appreciate you bringing that up, man. Again, something that I think that it's really cool too, just seeing this type of stuff drop in the middle of the bear market. I think that it's so much more interesting to me than if it's dropped in the middle of the bull market, because here's the deal with it. Well, first and foremost, I actually do think that it has a decent chance of running even right now in the midst of an NFT bear market, right? But even if it doesn't, it'll probably have a cool off period. And the best thing about something so new that has so much potential being dropped whenever the market isn't incredibly frothy is that it gives a lot of time for the development to happen around it before the market does pick up. So, you as the bystander can start to pay attention to what trends really start with this, right? What all happens along with this. And, you can start to pay attention to what type of implications it has for what type of development that you really want to look into for the next cycle. So I think that it gives you an advantage being able to pay attention to this type of new tech, this type of new product, something that's a little bit different right now versus, if it's in the middle of a bull market when everything's going insane, you just don't have the time to be able to dive into everything, right? Right now, you have the time to be able to sit there and concentrate and focus on a few things, because guess what? Everything else is kind of boring. So exciting stuff.
Turbo bullish, man. It's turbo bullish. I'm
Are
excited to
you
find.
creating a new wallet for Backpack, or are you importing a wallet?
No, you create one there. It's automatic.
Okay. Heard. Appreciate you.
So B-Ways, I don't think I've ever seen you get up this late, man. What's the deal? What happened last night in Miami?
No, this is definitely not the first time, to be honest. But it's Friday. It's sometimes work day, sometimes not really work day. So today's not really a work day. So I met some people, had some drinks, had some food. Nothing really that is not superhuman. Just became a bit later than intended. But good that Wonky Stonks spaces are on here at noon, so I can force myself to get going. So that's the joy here. So no, otherwise feel good. It's Miami things, man.
Dude, that is the thing that's the best about the consistency of these spaces being around this time and everything else. Is just like, I mean, even last week where I had a bunch of other stuff going on and I had to do it later in the afternoon, it's just something as the weekend approaches, it's an easy way to get things kicked off, kind of ease my way like into the routine, solid light conversation, good vibes, and just kind of use that energy to roll into the weekend for, whatever else is going on. Like, I don't know, there really is just something about the consistency, the rhythm of this that's energizing to me. Because I actually, like, I think about it right now, Rooster. I don't know if you get these vibes or not, but like right now, where there's so much, dude, I don't think I've seen as much FUD on the NFT timeline as what I'm seeing right now. Like, the amount of hate that is just palpable among different communities is insane, dude. Like, there are people just torching each other left and right. It's not GM like it was before. Dude, I'm telling you, there is just palpable hate. And I think so much of that stems back from, as prices are declining, there is just, like people are venting in that direction. I've seen people rage quitting. And I really think like this just feels consistent still. Like, we're outside of the fun. And one of the other good things about it too, dude, to me, it kind of feels a little bit like, hey, we've been here before, the summer of last year. It feels like that, but still a little bit higher energy than where we were the summer of last year. And it just feels like it's something that's slowly building and progressing here versus a lot of other places. It's just different. And like, even in January, we were talking about these type of days as the good times. And there were a lot of people that were like, oh man, I wish I accumulated during whatever. And that's like the type of days that I see this as right now. So like we've seen a proof of concept test run with like that December, January type run with how easy it is when the market trends up for real momentum to gain. And dude, that's kind of what I see right now. So it's just, hey, you have an opportunity to be able, as long as you're in a community that's healthy and surviving, you're fine. But yeah, there's a lot of hate across the timeline right now, and the stonks are not part of it.
No, yeah, that was one thing I was about to say is who I don't see engaged in combat right now. Um, yeah, and I mean like NFTs are down across the board. A lot of the NFT people this past couple weeks have been chasing shit coins like Pepe and Poggers and Wojak and all that shit. Granted, I did make a little bit of money trading shit coins as well. But I wasn't selling my NFTs to go, YOLO 20 ETH in the Pepe, because I think that was going to be my make or break moment. Um, and yeah, I mean, I even seen Pandas and Pangus have a little bit of beef one morning a few weeks ago, which surprised me because I thought there was a lot of cross community pollination there.
Dude, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it was briefly, but I was like, oh, interesting. I was like, people are getting tight out there, and it is what it is at this point, I guess. I don't know. It's amusing for me to watch, but I'm not really participating much.
Yeah. No, it's interesting how it's kind of a slow for the NFT market. It's because it's so illiquid. It's like a slow car crash. Whereas with coins, like it just happens and you move on. Here it's like it takes a long time to find a bottom, and everyone's just undercutting. And it's a super interesting dynamic to see play out. Actually, I don't know where the bottom is, but it's still kind of it's still pretty dry out there, let's say, and everything is still going down. But yeah, I'm sure people either capitulate here and you see people just disappearing from the timeline, or yeah, some of the vibes are getting worse, unfortunately. But I probably would recommend not to look at the prices too much and keep vibing. And at some point, it's going to turn around. It's going to go very quickly as well. So I don't know. This is definitely as bad as I've seen the sentiment be for a very, very long time. Well, probably since forever on the NFT side, which I think is a good sign. And then you combine that with I think I saw someone post yesterday that there's been less than 10,000 active wallets. I don't know what the metric was, but there was a massive decline in active trading NFT wallets on ETH, I believe. Obviously, with gas prices high, so having almost no one trade and sentiment being as bad as it is, I'm not sure how much worse it gets. It can always get worse, always can, but it can also get quickly can get better, I think.
Dude, it makes me so bullish. It's the exact opposite of most people for me right now. I love this, and the more pain there is, the more bullish I get because the actual product is not going away, right? Like it is not going. NFTs are not disappearing, and eventually there reaches a point of the cycle. Like you just have to understand the way that the mechanics of going viral and that type of stuff happens in the first place. NFTs are perfectly primed to be a key product fit in the next bull run. It's going to happen. It is inevitable with it. So seeing just this absolute collapse and capitulation starting to happen, I love it, man. Like, and I hate being that guy, but I freaking love it. I'm not seeing There were so many people that came into this space throughout the course of the NFT bull run there at the end. It just felt so fake to me. Like NFTs they started to turn into some weird ideology more than they did something else. I don't even know the way to put it. It was just this way too feel good, no bad vibes, no bad energy, no this or that type of thing. And that's just not the real world. And it felt so freaking fake to me for the longest time that I love seeing this purge. Like, I am the biggest fan of this purge that possibly there could be. There needed to be pain. There needed to be this huge wipeout of a lot of that fakeness before being able to move on. So I love it, man. Like, and again, I think so much of it is just having experienced this through other cycles and other parts of the crypto market, right? Like, this just happens. And at the end of the day, it ends up being something really healthy for the space. So I think it's going to be something where you have to have a purge of a bunch of that bad stuff that ends up growing around quick. When something grows too quickly, you get a lot of weeds that start to sprout up with it occasionally. And, we're just getting rid of the weeds, starting fresh. And it's going to be fun to watch the comeback here this next year, because I'm telling you, man, like, this space here in the next couple of years, dude, it's going to be so crazy that I can barely conceptualize it, let alone I think the majority of people that are even involved in it right now.
That's beautiful, man. Feels like you're about to invade a country here. Like, you're so full of passion. It's incredible. No, I agree with you, and it's interesting because I feel 5 months ago when we were also kind of in the bear, but not quite as depressed as a community. There was still this battle going on a little bit between people around utility versus just the art. And I feel like even that now has kind of gone away. It's like just negative on everything. Like, people that were defending utility are kind of quiet, or not believing anymore in how NFTs can bring utility. I'm generalizing, of course, right? And then people that liked kind of the art PFPs or art in general, I think those are also thinking like, well, should this be worth $4,000 or $5,000? And everyone suddenly starts thinking in US dollars again as well, which is funny to me. So yeah, it's a very, very interesting dynamic, and I agree with you, Kalev. I think it's going to be it's going to get better. Let's put it that way. So I couldn't agree more. And also on Rooster's point, like, I find it so funny when I hear about fights between PFP animals. It's like pandas versus, I didn't actually see that, but pandas versus penguins, or webinar space this week was like the seals. Different seals are fighting against each other on random things. It's like, what when you hear that, you're like, what are we up to? What are we doing? I'm sure we can spend our time better than that and row in the same directions. But I think that's a good sign of like things are not in the right place at the moment. But
Yeah, even when you have communities that are fighting within each other, like what you're talking about, how I think the way Wob put it is, it's like it almost feels like, maybe a high school where you've got different cliques that end up popping up, and not all of them are the biggest fans of each other. So, I mean, that kind of made sense to me, but it is funny to watch it kind of play out and develop like that. So,
I think
again, we've never experienced that. It's the beauty of where we are, and where I really still think why the Stonks at the end of the day, like, looking through this on the other side of everything, like, I don't know. I really am bullish on this community with where everything's heading, because from the beginning, what I've said is just, dude, it's all about survival through until that next cycle, right? That is you make it to the next cycle, you're golden. So, Crow, what's good in Philly right now, man? What's the latest? I need the Philly minute.
The sun's shining, the birds are chirping. It's so beautiful out. I wanted to break your balls about something. There's a chart you haven't posted in a while. The LB chart. Can we get an update?
Dude, 205 right now. So
you're golden. You're doing great.
So 205, I've been off the diet a little bit. Well, the encouraging thing is I've been ranging between actually 204 and 207, depending on time of day, what I've been eating, etc. So that's the range. When people give you an exact weight, I don't feel like it's, every person has a daily range. And I think my daily range is between 204 and 207. But it's trending down. The line is slowly, the highs are getting lower, the lows are getting lower. Trending in the right direction, dude. And I'm telling you, this weekend after this men's retreat, I always drop at least a few pounds throughout the course of this men's retreat that stay off. So, part of it is a function, I don't have access to just this array of unhealthy food. The other part is being about 3 times as active as I am in a normal day. So, yeah, definitely you'll see an LB update at the end of this weekend.
You picked up on that way too fast. I was going to drag that out for a bit. That sounds great, man. It sounds like so much fun.
Nah, dude. So I'm telling you, man, under 200 is coming by the end of this month. Not by the end of this month. That's going to be tough. Maybe. I mean, there's a possibility. My goal is to have abs by June. I think that's possible.
I'm right there.
It's going to be tough, but I think it's possible.
Right there with you. Let's do it.
Crow, you're already there, man. I mean, if you guys don't know Crow, Crow is a 6'7" ripped, just insane freak of nature. You go to the next Philly NFT meetup if you really want to confirm this.
Set me up for failure.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I had to do it again.
I was spreading the good word of the Wonky Stonks in New York. That was a blast. I was talking to Farouk about him. He said he loved the Wonky Stonks. I said I love them too.
Oh, so you did go to NFT NYC? I thought you said you were skipping out on it.
No, I took a train up there, right? It's 2 hours away, so I just went up for 2 nights. It's supposed to be 1 night. It ended up turning into 2 somehow.
How was it, man? What'd you get plugged into while you were up there?
It was a blast. Hung out with the Sunny crew the first night. I took a really long walk through Brooklyn. I was on the Brooklyn Bridge at 5 a.m. in the morning. It was beautiful. And then I ended up getting up with B-Ways on Friday. I was kind of running on fumes by 10 o'clock, but we checked out the D-Gods party, which was a beautiful venue.
Did you make in? I heard there were a lot of issues with people just getting in the first place.
Yeah, there was a huge line. We were following the thread guy around, trying to find the back way, but he couldn't even get in. So we just ended up detouring for a while and then circled back a couple hours later and walked right in.
Man, so they wouldn't even let thread guy in there, huh?
No, and he's quite short in person too.
Is he?
Yeah, I always thought he was 6'5".
Well, dude, I wouldn't say 6'5". I expected at least 6'1", 6'2". He kind of looked like that. He didn't give 6'5" energy.
He's 5'8" on a good day.
Dude, I'll have to go on one of his spaces and confirm this.
I'm sure he's 5'10" or something, 5'11". Wouldn't underplay it. That was a good night in NYC.
I love to hear it, man. I mean, I definitely want to make Basel happen this year. Basel is definitely on the list of things to go to for later on.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try and get the same penthouse for Basel. So
I would be interested in potentially debating with y'all.
Wonky barbecue?
Maybe a wonky barbecue. We'll see. Oh man, so let's see what else is big on the slate. So we've got the XNFT Mad that launch coming up here. There's the FUD the Shadow Wolves mint that came up. We talked about the Kill Bears mint that came up. Which again, actually, I want to. Does anybody know? Did Shadow Wolves actually mint out?
I have no idea.
No, same. I didn't track that one.
I'm gonna look this up right now. And I actually thought it was really interesting that they went with the wolves concept because wolves are dogs, right? And if you've got a cat PFP, why go with wolves? So
I honestly hadn't heard about this mint at all until after it happened, and it was more. I saw more of the FUD than actual details of the mint.
Yeah, the first I heard about it was literally Bag's tweet. I was like, yeah, I hadn't even seen about it since then.
let's see this. I think they're still minting. So
Right, let me get my wallet out.
there you go.
And I just put it away.
All the best to them, right? All the best to them. By the way, don't want to. It's not that I hate them. I just don't know anything about it. It's not a project that I'm following.
Yeah, I mean, say, man, it's one of those things. It just people are always going to look for sources of FUD one way or the other. It's not something I would have done, but best of luck to them. But yeah, man, I think the main theme of just right now, again, just goes back to so much of it is just looking for the pockets where you can avoid all the FUD, right? Like there's so much FUD. If you're listening to this right now and you're involved in the NFT space, you're seeing all this FUD pop up in the timeline. People are being torched left and right. They're torching each other. It's just carnage within the space. So I think just finding ways to avoid that and being able to zoom out, that's the most important thing, right? Like, what is your high time frame plan and how can you execute it? Not letting anything deter you, avoiding things like the peep thing, because I guarantee you, if you try to like just ape into a shit coin like that for life-changing money, what you're going to do is give somebody else life-changing money while they take all of yours.
Yeah, when you start hearing about like people, when you hear like this person bought $250,000 or $250 worth of PP and sold it for $250,000, like that is a signal that it is topped. You don't buy there. You don't FOMO in at $150 million shitcoin market cap and expect it. Oh, this is gonna flip Shiba Inu. Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, actually, dude, that's the most interesting. The last thing I wanted to bring up was just the fact that I feel like the fact that the majority of people I see degenning into the shit coins are NFT people, I think shows you a lot about what the average person in the NFT space is really interested in. And actually two things. It shows you that a lot of traders don't actually use their like crypto at all. They're not out there. They're not degenning into stuff on any type of dexes to the point to where, they, like NFT people, they're never using a centralized exchange. So they're trading, purely on chain. So that's why I think it's a little bit more native for them to be able to ape into this type of stuff. And that was an interesting revelation that I saw, is still that it was like the NFT people that were really the ones that I saw the most talking about these type of shit coins versus like the trading community really didn't hear too much about them.
Yeah, I got added into this shitcoin trading group chat, and like some of the people in there were being like, how do you trade on a DEX? I've never done this before. And my response was, honestly, you should probably like don't even try. Then you're 99% you're going to lose everything that you brought to the table. I was like, don't even try.
I disagree with that to the extent that I'd say try a little bit, right? You want you have to understand there's a tuition fee to be paid. Bring a little bit to the table and try it, because I think that knowledge of how to do it, maybe there will be a next time, and the next time you don't have to worry about learning, because now you've spent the tuition on, just you brought a low amount to the table last time. You understood there was a good chance you could lose it. Just don't risk a lot, and like gain the experience under your belt so that you can take that and apply it later on.
Oh, for sure, there's always a tuition to be played, but like if you're trying to ape into, sub 50K market cap shitcoins that just launched like 5 minutes ago, you're probably gonna just buy into all honeypots and have all your liquidity drained. So that's what I was talking about. Yeah, sure, you can play on dexes, but I wouldn't do it with shitcoins that have only been live for 5 minutes with
But
sub
Rooster,
50K market
the
caps.
better expectation is just to understand that every single one of these shit coins is a honeypot either way, right? Like if you just go in with that expectation and knowledge, not that you're buying the next Bitcoin, the next Doge that's going to be here in 10 years, but you're probably buying something that might be around for 10 days tops. I think that's the lesson that a lot of people need to learn.
Yeah, true. True. I mean, my trade strategy for like even when I do any turbo DJ and stuff like this, in and out 20 minutes. I wouldn't trade like the bit of momentum that's there, take my 2-3x or whatever, and then I'm out within the hour.
Well, bro, I'd say anything that you can secure 2 to 3x in within an hour, yes, exiting is a good strategy. So I would agree with that all day, every day.
Dude, it reminds me. I aped into one other coin. It was called Bozo coin. I think there's a bunch of DGOs involved or whatever. So I went to dinner, aped in, and I checked midway through the dinner, it was up 2 or 3x on a not on a big amount, right? And I was like, well, I need to get back to dinner. I'm not going to trade here on my mobile. And by the time I got back, it was down 95%. Right? So it's don't do it while you have dinner. Let's put it that way. It's I like the advice of the quick 2-3x and out.
What's going on, guys?
Easel, what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How you guys been? Just laughing, listening to the shit coins over here. I was looking at some the other day, and I always like to mess around a little bit. But there was one going on it had about maybe 30 hours, and every 2 hours it will dump. So, say it started, it was just fractions of a cent. But let's say it started at $1, and it will climb all the way to $2,000 in 2 hours, and then dump back to the dollar. Time every 2 hours. So I started looking at the transactions. At the bottom, everybody would buy, right? And you see the FOMO hitting in. But when it would get to the top, only the creator of the contract could sell. So everybody going in, trying to jump at the shit coins throughout the day, thinking that it was easy money, was getting rug over like 48 hours. A chart looked like ping pong with only one seller.
Dude, so one person, it was just constantly dumping on everybody else and nobody cared.
Well, nobody could know, right? Because you look at the chart. If you didn't look at the transactions, you wouldn't know that there was only one seller, right? You see,
But if you look at the transactions, it's obvious. I'm sure that there's only one seller.
if you didn't look at the transactions, I mean, yeah. So you see everybody just buying to sell higher. But if you look at the contract, if you try to sell, you wouldn't be able to. So you just hold the bag while they pump and dump.
That's insane. Oh man, so be careful out there on the streets. That's another key message of this. Be careful on the streets, man. Like they are rough, and they, don't let yourself pay too much tuition if you don't have to. But gents, I'm going to go ahead. It's been about an hour. I need to go ahead and continue my packing, get ready for this. I need to be able to focus my full energy on this so I can give Crow that LB update at the end of the weekend that I know that he is so desperately waiting for, along with everybody else on here. I will be MIA for most of the weekend along with this. One of the beautiful things about being out there is there are only a couple spots out there on that ranch that have like any cell service whatsoever. So I'm mostly in the dead zone for the weekend. So good chance to just escape, get out of there. So I won't really be back in pocket much until Sunday evening. So yeah, hope y'all enjoy the weekend. Take it easy. And we'll see everybody on here this next Friday. Same time, same place.
Great weekend.
Enjoy. Adios.
Wonky Stonks are inevitable.
Hey, you guys have a great day, man.